Happy Tuesday, guys. Dynamic effort upper. Today you have a lot of pressing, today. We tested this workout and it's crazy. I specifically remember this day. It's the first time I had ever done JT, which is your Metcon for today. And I was like, yeah, this is fine. There's not that many reps to fly right through. And I crashed and burned. So I'm going to give you a couple tips for today and how you can kind of survive today. Okay, so here we go. Your main lift today is actually a complex. So you guys are going to unrack the bar. You're going to do 1 push press, 2 push jerk, and 3 split jerks. That's a lot of pressing. That's 6 repetitions before you re-rack the bar. You're going to do 6 sets of those. And so you're going to do 1 every 90 seconds. That's just going to keep you in check, but that's also going to keep your form down and your weight down. I don't want it to be too heavy. There is a percentage in the spreadsheet that's recommended for you. If you know that percentage, awesome, use it. But as always, just go by feel today. All of these repetitions you should be able to do relatively well. You should never pick the barbell up and be like, I don't know if I'm going to make this lift. We're working on speed of the barbell, dynamic effort. It shouldn't be a heavy barbell. It could challenge you, but not heavy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what these movements are and what we're looking for with these movements. So I'm going to use my PVC pipe. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 push press, 2 push jerks. Okay, and then 3 split jerks. Okay, all of these require movement from your legs and a dip from your legs. What we're looking for, your setup, elbows need to be slightly in front of the bar, okay? Ideally, it will rest on that front rack position. Okay, when you dip, push your big toe in the ground and drive your knees out. A nice upright dip on all of these, okay? Make sure that you extend all the way before you press or extend all the way before you dip back underneath. Lastly, for your split jerks, make sure it is not just a dip and a press, okay? Split jerk, we want to get under the bar. So I want you guys to watch my head. I'm here. See how I get low. I want you guys to do that and really work on getting underneath the barbell, because the split jerk potentially is the one lift that you'll be able to lift the most amount of weight because you're easily able to get further underneath of it. So practice that, okay? Next thing for your accessory today. I'm going to use a kettlebell. You're going to set a clock. And this is all kind of dependent on if you have a pull-up bar. If you have a pull-up bar, awesome. If you don't, I'll show you kind of what you guys can do and how you can modify. You're going to do 3 rounds. You're going to set a clock. If you have 2 kettlebells, I would do that. But since I only have 1 and my dumbbells are relatively heavy, I'm only going to do 1 at a time. You're going to do 1 minute overhead hold. Right here, I like to put my arm out for balance, okay? Make sure that that arm is close to the head, and we're not arching. We don't want to be in this broken position. Make sure we tuck the butt. Make sure our rib cage stays down, okay? You're going to hold for 1 minute. Now, if you have only 1, don't do 1 minute on one side, 1 minute on the other side, because it's going to take you forever to do that. Do 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. Okay? Then you're going to go immediately, without any rest, into 10 pull-ups. Now, your spreadsheet says banded pull-ups. If you have lots of bands and you're really, really great at strict pull-ups, then you're more than welcome to band them. You can just Google banded pull-ups and I'll show you kind of how to set that up. Most of us, though, can't do banded pull-ups, so we're going to work on our strict pull-ups. So, couple things. We're obviously strict pull-up. Thumb around the bar, okay? Make sure we squeeze our heels together, nice hollow body position. Chin over the bar and back down, okay? If you can't do them all in 10 in a consecutive set, that's a-okay. Just keep working until you accumulate 10. Then you're gonna rest. You're gonna do it all over again, okay? If you don't have a pull-up bar, a couple things that you can do. Obviously, we're working on pulling and vertical pulling. So bent over rows isn't a vertical pull, but it is still a pull. So you can do the 1 minute static overhead hold and then bent over rows with double kettlebells, with your empty barbell, okay? All overhand grip or with double dumbbells. Couple things you want to make sure you do that with. Nice flat back. Make sure that the weight is dangling in front of you. Don't want to kind of be back here rowing like this. In front, elbow stays close. Okay? Those are some modifications for overhead static hold and also pull-ups. You can also do the overhead static hold with an empty barbell or the barbell with a little bit of weight. It's going to get spicy, okay? So just working on that overhead stability. If you find yourself at any point starting to do this to overcompensate for that weight overhead, I want you to bring that barbell down, stop the clock, and then work back up to or accumulate your 1 minute, because you're not doing yourself any favors and you're really not helping yourself if you're accumulating your 1 minute in this position, okay? Nice straight body. Okay, to the WOD. JT is a hero WOD, okay? So anytime you see a hero WOD and it looks unassuming, assume that it's still going to be really tough, okay? So JT is 4 time, okay? It is 21, 15, 9 handstand push-ups, ring dips, and push-ups. All push. 1 vertical push, 1 push down, and then 1 horizontal push. Literally, it compounds and it will get tougher than you think. So, couple things. With your handstand push-ups, you may kip your handstand push-ups if you can do that. If you have to do handstand push-ups with more than 1 ab mat underneath of your head, I would suggest you go to pike push-ups, okay? Pike push-ups are going to transfer more to that strict strength overhead rather than just adding more ab mat, okay? We want to think more and better range of motion, okay? So if you are not doing handstand push-ups, I'm going to give you 2 different scales. One is that pike push-up, okay? We're going to be on our toes, okay? Hands spread, butt up. We're making a pyramid. Now, what we do when we do pike push-ups, we want to send our elbows back and our head forward, creating a triangle all the way down. And then when I press back up, my head is going to go back through the window. Okay? So down and up, down and up. That's what we're looking for pike push-ups. Okay? We're creating a triangle. If you're bringing your head directly between your hands, it's not going to translate to increasing your strength for those handstand push-ups, okay? So, second scale for that. Okay, our second scale for our handstand push-ups is those seated pizza press. So you guys are going to take one of the plates that you guys have been using, something that you can still press overhead, not that's super heavy. You can do a few repetitions at a time, okay? What you're going to do, feet straight out in front. This plate is going to rest on your front rack position, just like it's a pizza pie, okay? And you're going to keep the pizza pie upright throughout the whole thing, okay? So you're going to press overhead, straight over your head, and then back down, straight overhead, and back down, okay? So that's your second scale for those handstand push-ups. Secondly, ring dips. I have no rings, okay? So I'm not going to be able to do ring dips. What you guys can do is you can do chair dips. I hate chair dips. I really do. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So if you have a chair, you may do chair dips. Great range of motion all the way down. Now, if you don't have a chair or if you have 2 stools, I only have 1 stool down here. I don't have that sort of thing. But if you have two stools, you can do 2 stools, okay, toes and dips that way. Or if you can bring your feet up, you can do dips on the stools as well, okay? Last but not least, regular push-ups. You guys know regular push-ups. Couple things though. If you really struggle with push-ups from your toes, that full range of motion all the way down, I don't recommend that you guys do them from your knees. Once again, knee push-ups aren't going to really translate to helping you guys get better push-ups. What I would do is I would set your barbell down just like we do on the rig and just do elevated push-ups. That way you can still have that nice straight body line, but that you're not broken at all, and it will translate better to those push-ups. You can also do them on a table, somewhere elevated, if you struggle with on them toes. Now, if you're doing them on your toes and you're worming, that's also not going to translate. So make sure that you guys do these correctly, because like I said, they will translate to you getting better and stronger. Okay. Last but not least, and JT is going to take you a while, like think 10 to 15 minutes. I think some elite people are doing, 5-6 minutes, but still it compounds. Okay. Last but not least is your finisher, the 3 bells of death. Now, on your spreadsheet, this is for people that have multiple weights. On your spreadsheet, basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to grab a heavyish weight, something that you can press a lot of times, and you're going to do overhead presses as many times as you can until failure. As soon as you can't press anymore or you break pressing, you're going to set them down and you're going to grab 2 a little bit lighter ones and then press until you can't press anymore. Until you get to that failure or you break, you're going to set them down and then pick up even lighter ones and then press to failure. Okay. You're going to rest and then you're going to do it all over again. Now, since I don't have varying weights, what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to take my empty barbell. I'll show you with a PVC pipe though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 sets of strict press to failure with my empty barbell. Okay. So I'm going to take my empty barbell in that front rack position and I'm going to do as many strict presses as I can. This should be high repetition. You should be getting 30 to 40 maybe in a row. As soon as you start to really break and can't do it, gone to failure, you're going to set it down. You're going to rest a few minutes and then you're going to do it all over again. Okay. Remember, finishers are lightweight, high repetition. So I want you guys to choose a weight or choose an object that you can get a lot of repetitions in. Okay. If you guys have any questions or want me to look at any of your video, make sure you send them to me, 540-421-2758.